So do we do a countdown or are you already recording? Let's do our own countdown.
Okay.
Three, two, one. Ready? Okay. You won.
Okay. All right, ready?
Yep.
It's the weekly show about ProAV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's Rave TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Rave TV. The industry's, one of the only weekly live broadcasts.
I think we're still the only weekly live TV show.
I don't know. I'm only scared to say that we're the only one.
There might be someone in some
one
country somewhere.
What if we get sued?
That's impossible. Anyway, this is Rave TV. Obviously, we come to you normally on a Wednesday morning.
Yes.
And it happens to be Wednesday morning
It is
today.
Wednesday morning.
But we are coming to you live for 4 straight days from ISE 2026 here in Barcelona. And what an amazing show. We're excited to be here. We come to you live every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. usually.
Yep.
But we're going to do a live show each day because we have this opportunity to have these awesome guests. We're actually going to have a guest on today from Avixa. And actually, the person we're going to have on is responsible for for the most part, all of Avixa's online presence, including the Avixa Exchange. Sam Minish, we're going to have her on. And then we're going to have Toby Tungle on. Unfortunately, I know some of you are going, Toby Tungle.
Not him.
Actually, Toby's going to be a great guest. Not only is Toby he's connected to everyone in the industry, but he's also he is an outdoorsman.
Yes, he is.
And considering from Michigan, like that, Michigan in the U.S.,
Yes.
That's not the kind of place you normally go outside.
I didn't
but actually,
realize he was
Toby
from Michigan
participated in the fundraiser bike ride that they did. I forget how many miles they rode, but something like 200 miles to get here as a fundraiser. We'll ask him about that. But obviously, we're here for the show. What do you think so far?
I think this is a good show. I can't tell if it's as busy as last year, though.
I think it's busier, actually.
Do you?
I think so.
I think that I just never can tell because it's just always busy to me. If I'm knocking into people trying to go where I need to go, I'm like, yep, must be busier than last year.
I think yesterday, obviously you can't tell because it's just the beginning. The show's just barely open today. I fully believe that yesterday was busier first day than last year's first day.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be a record show from attendance standpoint, but I don't think it's a record show from new product standpoint.
No.
I think there's a huge amount of also ran products here, of better, faster, higher resolution products,
New update,
updated products.
Yeah.
And I have a theory as to why that is, because I looked at the number of new product news stories we have online this year versus last year. It's half the amount of stories than we had last year. So we're getting a lot less new product stories.
Yeah.
And I think that the reason for that is a ton of manufacturers have invested in AI technology, and that has not been realized. I think a lot of them, AI, as the keynoter this morning is going to talk about, there's a lot of hype around AI, and a lot of it is not real. Now, there's a lot of AI is not going to actually come to fruition in our industry. And I think, but the ones that will, the stuff that is going to be late. I think a lot of it is sort of late to the game. So we're not seeing that money being spent on hardware development. So a lot of stuff we'd normally see in hardware
and normally get press releases about.
Software.
Yeah,
exactly.
That makes sense.
So I think next year will be a better year for new products.
I think we're still trying to figure out what we're doing with AI though too. Like I feel like everyone's feeling that pressure of trying to put it in their workflow somehow.
So our AI has been controlled and managed from other sources, not our industry.
Yes.
So Microsoft is driving AI in collaboration, Zoom similarly. And so for example, we're not in control of that. We're responding and we're reacting to it. And the broadcast industry is controlling the AI in ProAV spaces and cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're adapting to that. We're not driving any of it. And I think that's the reason why we're not seeing a lot of product yet.
I think that makes sense. Are you seeing any other trends that are really standing out to you? For me, I'm seeing a lot of as a service, which I feel like 100%. I saw that like 2 years ago, and now I'm seeing it like in like full force again. Like Spinetics is really leaning into digital signage as a service. Just I think like as a way to like help the integrator manage so that it's not like a, what do they call it, a hang and bang? Where you just like put it up and you're done and you just like don't deal with it anymore. Like that's not really how AV works anymore.
Yeah, well, I also think that end users want to buy, if possible, OpEx rather than CapEx.
Yes.
We're still a few years away, and that's a good question for Toby. Let's bring Toby on because I think this is a good opportunity for him to respond to this. Toby Tungle, as you may know, is from CTI. CTI is, I think, the 4th largest integrator in the world now, somewhere in that range. And Toby Tungle, come on up, into the hot stage here, into the hot seat. And this is a
Wouldn't that be funny?
You had to step up to get here, right? It's a stage. Yeah, and by the way, thank you to Avixa TV for allowing us to use their live stage here. And this is all being run by Ross. And Ross is, there you go. There's a company, Heritage in broadcast that through IPMX is coming into the ProAV space. So thank you for them to allow us to use the studio. But we were just talking about, you off camera, you heard what we were talking about, right?
A little bit.
All right.
I may or may not have been checking my phone.
That's all right. Well, what's your response to what we were just talking about?
Totally.
Can you ask the question again, please?
Go ahead. Ask. Oh my God! No one listens to me here. We're talking about new technology and how there's a lot of sort of delayed gratification in new technology. And she was talking about, like, we're seeing a lot of AI that hasn't come to fruition. And Steph, you're the one that actually brought this up. That she's seen a lot of as a service, and I said that the end user wants to buy OpEx rather than CapEx, but our industry is not ready for it.
Well, and AV as a service was a hot item during COVID, if you guys remember back then.
Yeah,
that's right.
And it had a failed launch because everybody didn't know what to do with it, and we still haven't figured it out as an industry.
Yeah, no question.
But the IT industry has figured it out, right? They have figured out how to make that as a service and make it easy. I do believe that customers want to do that because they want to spend more and have bigger projects that are more complicated as well.
Yeah, and I think that, in the higher education space, everything is about money now. It's all about, and a lot of money. By the way, there's a great opportunity in higher education because a lot of money is going to go into security. That's a big space. So as you move, forget about the collaboration space in higher education, go after security in higher education. That's a future way to enter higher education space. And I think that you're going to have to sell to the university OpEx because the budgets are all being squeezed, so spreading it out over 10 years.
Yeah.
And the advantage of that, from an integrator standpoint, I would think, is you own the relationship.
100%. And you're ingrained for multiple years or decades, for that matter, where they say, this is the refresh cycle, this is how we're going to work through it. You work with them on troubleshooting things because it does break occasionally, right?
Yeah.
And you can actually help drive their innovation for technology, and spend usually gets reduced to help understand what that client, or really student experience is in higher education, and continue to build on what they want to do for the next 5 to 10 to 15 years for their roadmap.
Which brings me back to the point, like the end of the hang and bang.
Yeah.
It's such a terrible thing.
No, but that's what they say.
That's
what they say. I mean, I don't.
Well, Toby's company's not in that business. He's competing with companies that are in that business, right? The companies that come in and just just install things. You're in the design, build, and integration, but also, more importantly, service and support after the installation. That's where the money is in the opportunity to take care of the customer and make sure that their stuff is working. Tell me about, give us an update on where CTI is. I heard a rumor that y'all had the best year ever in 2025. That literally not just from sales, but also in margin.
Yeah, we're kind of the hidden truth in the industry on purpose, right? We don't subscribe to walk around with our chest puffed out that we're the biggest and best.
Yeah, you don't even participate in the SCN top 50.
We do not. If you're not number one, does it really matter? Right? Yeah. But so last year we had our biggest revenue year. We had our biggest net profit year. Yeah. We also hired more people than we ever have in CTI history. I think we hired over 350 people worldwide. We opened our first office in the UK. I think we actually had 5 other acquisitions last year from that perspective as well. So it was a great year. We continued to grow and really focus on the people and the culture around it, and everything else kind of happens on its own.
And are you bullish on 2026? What do you feel about 2026?
Just with January, which is today's February 1st now, I guess?
Or February 3rd, actually.
February 3rd, sorry.
Okay.
The days are kind of messed up with ISE already.
Or maybe it's the 4th.
Actually, it is the 4th, now that I think about it.
What day is this?
If January is any vision of what we're going to see in 2026, we are going to absolutely crush what we think we're going to do.
Okay.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. And seeing the people growth behind it has been something that we're really proud of as well.
Very cool.
Y'all have been hiring great people. Every new person that I have met over the past year who has been a new hire for you guys has been amazing. So y'all are clearly doing good work.
That's all Kathy Kelly.
All right. Shout out, Kathy.
She's here somewhere.
So tell us about the bike ride. Tell us what happened. Like,
Yeah.
It didn't go exactly the way you wanted it to go, but I know, Toby, you and I, we have a lot of we get to talk to each other on a regular basis, and we're both into cycling. You more than me, obviously.
You run more than I do.
Yeah, I like to swim and run, but not cycle. I
don't do any of that.
But talk about this fundraiser and what you did, because this is something that's been going on. I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years now.
I think it's 5 years. So actually, Emily is the one that told me about it. I kind of seen a little bit of it on social media over the course of a couple years, and she said you should do this. She didn't actually do it with me this year, but that's next year for that. But it is a charity that is called Bike Fest that raises money for the live event folks that are freelancers that are out of work. And it started during COVID because their industry was hit so hard from that perspective. Last year, I think they raised 40,000 pounds from that particular ride. I don't know what the total is right now. It's open through ISE right now for Backup Tech is the actual charity. But it started on Friday before ISE in Valencia, and we rode 120K to, I'm going to say all these names terribly wrong. I apologize to my Spanish friends. Right. Belarus. We ate way more Spanish food than we could ever imagine.
Love.
Which was amazing. And there was a brunch in Valencia. It was our famous brunch. It was 2 hours, multi-course. Absolutely the most amazing.
And then you have to ride after
Then you have to ride after. So like Friday, we rode for about 5.5 hours of riding time, but we had a 2.5 hour break between that. So that was great. And then Saturday, we woke up to a severe wind warning. Okay. And I'm trying to compare what's K versus MPH, because I'm American, right? And they had a wind gust of 167K that morning.
That's crazy.
So they made the call, which was the right call, to cancel it.
That's 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah. And so we were driving up to Salou for our next night shuttle. Cars tipped over on the road, debris everywhere. It was wild. And we've got it was a crazy experience. So last day was perfect weather. It was sunny, no rain. It was 68 miles to 115K-ish into the Fiera on Sunday afternoon.
Well, congratulations. Yeah. I've always wanted to do that, and that is actually started by Juan, the founder of Equipson, and he's such a great guy, and he's done such an amazing job giving back to the industry, and thanks for doing that. I think that's really cool, and congratulations on all the stuff y'all have done over the last 3 or 4 years. It's not gone unnoticed, and congratulations on 2025. I
appreciate that.
I really appreciate you joining us here on Rave TV. Yeah. We have another guest, and we're lucky to have, and this is, actually, I was fortunate to meet her, I think, her first day.
Really?
At Avixa, I think. I mean, one of the first days, she was introduced to me, and
awesome.
Sam Minish is the reason why the Avixa Exchange exists, which is their online community, I would say. I would call it a community. Sam, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm great.
Welcome
Second day of the
Rave
show.
TV.
And ready.
And
thank you for having me.
And thanks for letting us use your amazing studio here.
Yes.
Thanks, as I said, a shout out to Ross for all that they're doing here. And we don't use the teleprompter, but thanks to the teleprompter people. But in any case, how's the show been for you?
All right, it's been awesome. We've had a bunch of really great productions. Of course, I mean, it's buzzing, which is super fun.
Yeah.
It's great to be. It's always good to be in Barcelona.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much warmer here than at home.
Yeah.
So
very soon now.
That's so true.
Yes. Even with a little drizzle this morning, it's been absolutely great. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what your job is like today.
Oh gosh. I mean, my role in my team, we're kind of all things digital at this point. Everything, very top of funnel. I love a good marketing term. Just chuck it in there for fun. But we really are trying to reach folks where everybody is. And so my team is focused on the website, which there's very exciting things happening sometime between now and InfoComm.
Okay.
Stay tuned, coming soon. So we manage all of that experience, all that access that you guys need for all that education and webinars and all of that, right? Accessing all of that. We work really closely with my colleague Pam and her team, and so they're producing all of that, all this live content.
Very cool.
And then, of course, my team also produces this amazing activation.
Yeah.
Each show, which is so fun, and I love that we get to bring it to both ISE and InfoComm.
I want to do a shout out at least, because they're using a company called New Media Campaigns, which is all my former students that are redoing their website. which is really exciting. So I'm excited that Carolina grads are helping you with this new rollout. It's a great company, and congratulations. I'm obviously proud of my students and the stuff that they do, and obviously you see the value in them. I know they're a big part of your team. But y'all are doing amazing stuff, and I definitely encourage people, if you haven't, I don't know what to say, like if you haven't joined, I don't know who would not have joined Avixa Exchange, but it's a great community and a way to kind of get involved in the industry, but also a great way for continuing education. It's a great way to find other people in the industry, and it's sort of like a great online community, but you're always doing webinars and other events through the community. How do they sign up?
Yeah, it's really easy, exchange.avixa.org.
Yeah.
And you go, you don't even have to sign up initially, right? If you want to explore, you want to check out the content. I know there's great stuff from Rave on there.
Yeah.
It's really designed for, if there's information that's out there, if there's something about that's worth talking about.
Yeah.
It's a place where you can talk about it, right? You know that there's like-minded folks there.
Yeah.
We've got stuff from like real deep dive, this syntax versus that, like,
yeah, what's neat about it?
We nerd out, but also we'll talk about like the best restaurants in Barcelona before show. So,
well, what's nice about it is you have niche groups and you have wide groups. So
right.
you'll find a community, you'll find an event, and it's a great way for people to kind of connect, but also continuing education, because Avixa has the only continuing education, recognized continuing education in our industry, which is the CTS program.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So you have to earn a certain amount of hours and continuing credit hours, known as RUs.
Yes.
I even forgot what the U stands for.
Renewal unit.
There you go. RUs and CTS, and I've been a CTS.
That's a question
for
on
a long
the exam
time.
now.
Is it really?
Well,
We're adding that right now.
I better retake it so that I can get that one right.
So, and in fact, it's the only recognized accreditation in our industry, and there's multiple layers of that. And you can actually do renewal units. You can live in Exchange and just get renewed constantly.
You guys, like, people are always posting like upcoming CTS RU opportunities, which is fantastic, because we share when we have something coming up, and other companies share when they have something coming up, so that people can maintain that 10 per year that they need.
Yeah, I know you guys generate a lot, which is awesome. I think that's my favorite part about the program is it's not just Avixa, right?
Yeah.
We obviously we produce a ton of education. We have some of the most brilliant minds that come up with, we want everybody to learn. We want to further the industry, and that's magical. But there's so many smart people, and it's not just about everything that we say, right? It's everything that all the smart folks, right? Like you guys and any company can create their own.
That should be pointed out, is that you can create your own community inside of the Exchange.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Which
that's
is
something that
probably
doesn't
the
exist
coolest
anywhere.
part about it. I think.
Very much so.
I have an off-the-wall question for you.
Oh,
have you had a chance to walk the show floor?
A little bit. I've made it to 3 of the halls.
Okay, so I know
Great.
you didn't come from the AV industry. Oh my gosh, we just lost.
Yeah.
You didn't come from the AV industry, but if you were, obviously you've now been indoctrinated, for lack of a better term,
I'm in it.
into the AV. Have you had a chance to look at anything? Has anything caught your eye that you're excited about, or that's just sort of interesting to you? That you've, I wouldn't call you a casual observer, because you're in a very niche part of our industry, but obviously you're covering everything. So I'm curious what you've been most excited about.
Yeah, actually, so here's the funny part. I've always said, I'm new to AV, right? I'm new to AV.
Well, you can't say that anymore. You've been here like 5 years.
Because I've been here 5 years, but now with the convergence with broadcast, I've been in broadcast for 25 years. So I've been doing AV forever. I started out as a theater nerd, like all the best of us.
Oh,
and,
yeah, same.
So
no, I was a rock
new.
star.
Yeah. We've got a few of those, few reformed roadies, yeah.
So what have you
Nothing
noticed? What
surprises
do you like? What do you like?
I absolutely, honestly, I love the fact that the broadcast section, that's where I've spent a lot of my time, right? It's super relevant to everything we're doing here at Avixa TV, so I can go there as an observer, but also as a customer, as a user of the technology. And so I love watching. I like seeing things that I have seen at broadcast shows, but I see them here, right? And I can see the application to corporate, which is our application, right?
Yeah.
We're a company, and we're trying to reach the world and our audience and our customers and all of that with our technology. And so seeing the latest in, I stopped by the Ross booth. They've got, a lot of very cool stuff that they're working on right now. But we talked with, I have seen the expansion and the evolution of that space.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love watching the two worlds like collide, and then there's the aha moment that I see on people's faces, right?
Yeah.
Even more so perhaps than some of the technology.
Yeah.
Is this like, oh, this all talks to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right. I mean, we've used different terms, but it all talks to each
But
other,
it's
and
the
it all
same
works together.
End goal
Yeah.
of getting a signal.
That's Dave Labascus. That dude just kissed me.
We're a loving.
Dave, you gonna walk away? You're
This
not
is
gonna
an
say-
industry of love.
You don't want to say hello to the
know.
audience? Come say hello at least. This is the CEO of Avixa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'll just go.
retiring.
He's always-
He's
I'll
leaving
go.
the
Hey guys,
industry.
how's it going?
He's retiring. When is your official retirement?
End
date?
of the year.
End of the
End
year.
of
I
the
mean,
year,
but
but I have-
this is a huge loss to the industry here.
Hi, Dave.
You're not going to give her a kiss?
Just for you.
There's a. Oh, I get a hug too.
Hey, thanks for dropping by, Dave.
Yeah.
He just came by for the donuts and coffee.
Yeah.
I could see him standing there staring at me. And I'm
Lurking.
like, God, don't say something
There
silly.
he is, always watching,
judging
always
you.
waiting until the end of the year
Yes,
when he
the absurder.
retires.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And what's interesting is, to continue what you were saying, what's interesting is what used to take an entire truck is now in a backpack, literally. That's not an exaggeration. Like, you can be the creator economy has created a whole new industry of
Right.
backpack journalists, backpack influencers, and
Yeah.
backpack personal advertisers in a way.
Right.
And I think they're all again eventually going to find our industry and realize we're the one providing the solutions to all
That's
this.
true.
Right. And I mean, so many of those folks, I mean, it's a great career opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So many brands are delving into using this kind of technology, right?
100%.
As part of their communication strategy, as part of their engagement strategy. The thing that I find that's very cool, and I've seen it swing several times back and forth. People's trust right now is in people, right?
100%.
And they trust a brand
Yep.
because they trust a person,
Right.
right? They're like, I know Gary, I know Steph. That's why I trust Rave, right? And that's the thing that I think, ProAV then is providing this whole new career path for all
Yeah.
these people, these humans
Yeah.
that have built these brands and have built these. So seeing more and more of that inclusion, but then seeing it step up, right? Because
Yeah.
at a corporate level, there's a lot of, if you're hosting a town hall or, something with stockholders or whatever, right? That's a big to do, but you can apply all of those learnings. And so it's a new career path for
100%.
people.
I agree.
I mean, media is wonderful. It's got to always have a special place to my heart. But now you can take those skills and apply them into the
Yep.
corporate application, into live events,
Yeah.
sports, right? Higher ed even, right?
Yeah.
Just taking a lot of this technology and using
Yep.
it and reaching out to folks. So I love it.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. In fact, I would even say if you're a brand, whether it's an integrator, distributor, design consultant, or you're a manufacturer, if you're not playing in the creator economy, meaning if you're not encouraging your people to represent you and your brand personally, you're making a mistake. It's
Yeah.
not about the brand. It's about the people representing the brand that make the brand. Like, the reason why Apple is so popular is because Steve Jobs was Apple and people trusted Steve Jobs, and that's allowed them to hang their technology for another 15 years on his brand, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably a classic example of that. And I agree. I think our industry serves that really well with the technology and allows you to be your own brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, look, thanks for joining us. I really
course.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And
Yeah.
we have a lot more of industry stuff to cover.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want to talk about any products? What do you want me to do? I know I have to do it.
Well, you gotta
I need to
go.
do a tour.
Yeah,
Is
you
there any
better-
products? I want to mention one product that I saw. Shure introduced the video bar, and I had a chance to get an in-depth deep dive
you
of
get
it
to
today.
hold it?
I did.
Okay.
And there's a couple of things about it that they aren't even promoting that really surprised me. They're talking about how it has 4 cameras. They're talking about how it's got all this connect. It's got one of the coolest features, simple features. You can hold the volume and up and down button down at the same time for 5 seconds, and what will pop up on the screen is the IP address and the MAC address for the device. So
Oh.
you know how hard it is sometimes to find
that information.
Yeah, it's readily available to you.
Okay.
It's simple and integrator features like that, and they've got a built-in router in it. So it's got a 4-port router, PoE Plus built into it. So there's little features like that that other people aren't talking about. That's kind of interesting. We shot a video of it, so you can go watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going to do a tour of of Hall 3 where we're at right now because it's easy for me. So give me about a minute.
Okay.
My videographer's set up over there, and I'm going to do a live show floor tour for you.
Okay, sounds good. In the meantime, I am going to throw us to a Shure commercial. Shout out Shure, who is our sponsor for the entire week of Rave TV. So very grateful to them, and they are making us sound really good right now. So shout out Shure. And then I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what's going on backstage here at Avixa TV and let Gary get set up. So we'll be right back.
Every team deserves an extraordinary meeting experience, but sometimes obstacles get in the way. That's why we created the IntelliMix Bar Pro. With powerful video performance for more clarity, and with AI camera framing that keeps everyone in focus, so no one's left out of the picture. Designed for IT, secure, cloud managed, simple. The bar that removes barriers.
All right, so now we're going to walk through, because what Gary and I were seeing versus what everyone else is seeing are very different. So with me is Matt Morgan from Ross. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Doing well. Like I said, the wheels have fallen off, clearly, but, we're making it.
Absolutely.
So I was excited for you to kind of walk us through everything that Ross is doing to make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a great team, again, with us at ISE, powering the Avixa TV studio. So what you'll see is our whole suite of products that are focused into that broadcast space and leveraging the studio capability. So we'll take you over here, introduce you to Max.
Okay. Hi, Max.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. Tell me a little bit about what you do here to power this broadcast.
Yeah, so today we're showcasing a bunch of virtual solution and a bunch of robotic cameras. So we have our X350 heads and our VR600. One of them is trackless, so we're showcasing our Voyager system. So basically we do virtual production. We can augment sponsor logos in our case for today using the VR600 and tracking system. So if you see here, we have a Ross 3D logo. It's not actually there, but I can move the camera around and have it tracked in real time. This is also a Chrome logo, so if someone were to walk by it, you see the reflection in the actual graphics. So it's a cool little feature. We're driving the system too with our Lucid Studio. So that's our software to interact with the virtual content. So you can, if I wanted to shift this logo over, I can do that as well. And then for trackless, we have our Trackless Studio, which is this guy over here. And then this is just a simplified version for virtual. So this is where we can have someone on the green screen be in a different location. So if you see on camera 2 here, I can change the different camera angles, different camera movements as well, and presets.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's where she goes.
So was this very difficult to set up?
It takes a bit to set up. Trackless is actually really easy. It's just a camera on sticks, locked off, and you're good to go. Green screen and some lighting. The AR content is a little bit more complicated. You have to calibrate the cameras, calibrate the virtual, make sure they're in the same space virtually and real. So it's a bit more of technically driven, yes.
Well, nice to meet you, Max. I appreciate you taking me through that. Haley, I'm going to put you in the hot seat next.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about what you are doing here.
Hi, so I am a product specialist for production switches at Ross, and here I have a touch drive panel, which is, our range of touch drive panels are absolutely amazing. This is a TD3S, which is lovely. So yeah, I've got a whole load of very, very customizable buttons on here to work with. I'm running a whole bunch of macros from here, controlling different monitors. I can throw things in the virtual. I can throw up different CGs from here. And I'm using Ultrix Carbonite in the background. I've got Expression Graphics. I've got Trio video servers, and I'm running everything from this one panel. It's incredibly flexible, and it means I'm not like an octopus all the time. I can keep my hands just exactly where I need them, follow conversation, and I've just got little things that I can run very easily. So it's a fantastic panel to work with.
Because it looked like I was watching you earlier, and it looked very difficult what you were doing. So the fact that you're saying it's pretty easy, that's really awesome. Well, thank you, Haley. It was nice meeting you. All right, what's next?
So all of the control side is here, but now everything that is capturing that is over here. So we have our acid cam, which is made by Ross. And powering that, like this setup right here is our trackless setup. So what Max is running is being captured here. So this puts you inside of that virtual environment. It's on our X350 head, which is a full pan tilt head that allows you to control a camera remotely. What's cool about these is that there's also a screen on the front here that you can set up. And so why that's important for you is if you're an engineer or you're an end user, instead of going back and forth to your control room to make configurations, you can do it straight from that screen. And what's also nice is the little added salt on the steak, if you will, is that also can be a tally light for your talent. So these are great for studio applications and live environment applications like town halls or auditoriums, things like that. And then on top of it is the QScript, who partners with us a lot for those that talk back and being able to see what you're saying, when you should say it, all those things. So it's a great setup for people who are looking for that confidence, or maybe putting someone who's newer to being on camera in their environment. So pretty much we're replicating that across the board here with the Acid Cams and the X350s, and that's the whole setup, powered by Ross.
This seemed like it was crazy to set up. So what was setup like?
Setup is controlled chaos.
Totally.
Always. I like to point to, when we're out of show floor, people might think this is a demo. This is not a demo. This is a full-fledged broadcast that's going from the time the show starts till we wrap it all up. So typically this would take weeks and weeks to set up, between furniture and putting all the pieces together. So really, setup doesn't start here. Setup starts back in the shop with all of the partners who are powering the Avixa TV studio working together to make it happen. So, but it comes together pretty quickly because it's all done ahead of time. So just like you would plan in your real world environment, we do that here, and it comes together, controlled chaos.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for taking me around. Last question for you. Where can people find more about Ross?
RossVideo.com.
Well, thank you so much. I think Gary is ready now, so we are going to push it to him to take you around the rest of Hall 3. See ya.
All right, thanks, Steph. We are in Hall 3, and we're going to take you through a quick show floor tour. I thought I'd start here at the e-paper displays, and you're actually seeing one recalibrate, basically change its image. It takes about 30 seconds, 45 seconds for it to resync, right? Because it's e-paper, right? Remember, there's no power. These are all battery-operated displays, and you can see them in different configurations here at the Philips booth. So I'm going to take you on a quick walkthrough of Hall 3 here at ISE on day 2 of the show. And we're in the kind of the back-ish of Hall 3, and we're diagonally across from the Shure booth. Of course, Shure is using ISE 2026 to launch their video bar product, which is a collaboration product. You can poke your head in there and see it right there. You can see they now have cameras. It's not just one camera, they have 4 cameras, I believe, on the front of that video bar, and at least 3, maybe 4 cameras. I can't remember now. Too many specs in my head. And it's designed to shoot the whole room, chop it up from different angles. But as you can see, there's a line of people waiting to go get a demo of the video bar product from Shure. Check out Absen. Absen obviously is the industry's LED only company. That's all they do is LED. They're the industry's only LED only company. I don't think there's another one. And of course, Absen Live is their division that handles live events, staging, and concerts. All right, so as we move up here, I want you to notice this is the back of the LG booth. They have surrounded on 2 sides of their booth transparent LED technology. So if you look, they had a version of this that was applied like a film to glass. Now they have fully transparent, kind of like what MuxWave, MuxWave, that company had. LG has a version of that as well. And of course, LG always does a sort of like spectacular show opening. And this year is no different. They have a 3-sided cube, LED cube, where the transparent LED is built into the show. I don't know if we're going to actually catch it while it's actually moving here, but while we're waiting for that, you can take a look at Nelly, the Christie elephant, being projection mapped with 5 4K projectors. But let's see if we catch it back here. Yeah, they always do something kind of fun. I'm sure they'll do something very similar at InfoCon for those of you who are watching in the US. But people just stand around and watch this show. It's like a museum. There you go, it's moving. And it's kind of cool because you can see how they built the content to work seamlessly with the LED behind it. All right, so that's transparent LED on top of traditional micro LED technology. Panasonic, of course, one of the biggest projector companies in the world, along with Epson, side by side. Here's Epson on the right. You can check out the videos we shot at Epson this morning, or we shot them yesterday at ravepubs.com/ISE. Type in Epson in the video search window. But as you can see, they're doing ceiling projection from single 4K projectors. And they've got their immersion pro wall with 3 short throw projectors. And by the way, there's their short throw projector in a cart. That's a one SKU product you can buy from Epson. That's the 815 short throw projector, which generates a 130-inch image from 18 inches away from the wall. Panasonic, of course, they've got their projector products, which are primarily used in live events, rental, staging applications. As we move across the aisle here, this is a big walking aisle between all of the halls. To the other side of Hall 3, we got Crestron. Crestron probably has, if not the biggest booth, one of the top 2 or 3 in the whole entire show. And they've divided up their home division. This is their home products here. So Crestron at home. And their commercial products, which include the AV over IP product line, the NVX, and all the other Crestron products. And then across from them, of course, is Samsung. Samsung last year showed transparent micro LED technology. I don't see that this year, so I don't know if that was just a tech demo last year and they're just not showing it this year. But they do have a LED behind a piece of glass that they don't want anybody touching. And it's a micro LED. It's an all-in-one kind of configuration of a micro LED, but it looks like there might be an LED surface on the front of this. Let's see what this is. I'm not sure what this is, actually. I need to actually come back here and look. So I don't know if this is micro LED on top of it, a transparent micro LED on top of it, but ultimately this is their micro LED technology. All right, known as the wall. We're not going to go inside the Samsung booth, but we will do a tour of the Samsung booth, which of course will be posted at ravepubs.com/ISE. Again, we're just doing a quick show floor tour. It's always hard doing these when the show floor is open. A lot easier to do it when the show floor is closed. Sharp now is only Sharp. Last year's ISE it was Sharp NEC. Now it's just Sharp. Obviously focused very keenly on LED technology, but they also have, if you look over there to the left, they have their e-paper product there to the left, and they have looks like to be a 65-inch e-paper. I don't know, let's walk over there and let's see what size that is. That's the biggest e-paper I've seen. Remember, e-paper, real low voltage, can run on a battery for months, depending on how often you're changing the content. Yeah, they don't say the size, but looks to be 65 inches. That's definitely e-paper. Those are all e-paper displays. And they also have they interestingly enough have an outdoor e-paper product line as well. So definitely watch the videos we're going to shoot on this. We haven't shot their product videos yet. You can see all of our product videos at ravepubs.com/ISE. Here's Sony. Sony this year is all about Bravia. The entire booth is all about Bravia. They do have a small display of LED, but a lot of LCD products focus here. And then I don't know that I want to go any farther than this. There's just so much, so much more to see. But we also got to keep the show kind of short, right? And we've already gone about 10 minutes. I think that's a pretty good tour. You can see there's a lot more down there. Sennheiser's down there, Kramer's down there, Planar. I did do the booth tour of Planar yesterday, so you can check that out at ravepubs.com/ISE. Type in Planar in the video search window. We got a lot of ISE stuff to cover. We're probably going to shoot somewhere around 2,000 videos here at the show. 1,400 exhibitors at this year's show. record number supposedly, according to Kirsten, and I'm excited about the show. Now, I will say, got to be honest with you, not a lot of product innovation at this year's ISE compared to other years in the past. Not a lot of really new innovative things, a lot of sort of like improvements of existing technology. Probably the most impressive thing I've seen so far is probably the development of how fast e-paper is developing and how much interest there is in e-paper, and how the price of LEDs continues to go down. So, I could be wrong. So that's it for the show floor tour. Thanks for watching Rave TV. Really appreciate your support. We'll be coming to you every day live here at ISE 2026. And of course, you can always see our coverage at ravepubs.com.
It's the weekly show about ProAV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's Rave TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.